Hey, for all you haters in the comments, I'm wearing my hoodie for you. And please like and subscribe this video. It helps it boosts it. It's the only way you got to pay. You just got to hit the button. Okay. Not too much to ask. Let's see. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. We got to figure out a name for this. Friday nights, lives. As this channel continues to grow, I love input from the community on different things. This is our channel, and it's a baby channel. It's growing though. We're over 5,083 currently and rising. Thank you guys all so much for your love and support. We're going to go over a couple housekeeping items, and then we're going to get right into it. Okay. Look. This channel is as much mine as it is the community that are the supporters and subscribers. If you are new to the channel, you don't have to watch the content. If you don't like the format, internet is optional. There's the door. Okay. If you are hateful or you try to ding this channel in the comment section, because don't think we don't know what you're doing. A lot of people, before they watch a video, they look at the comments and they try to see what everyone says about the video before they watch it. And so if you try to put some lie, distortion, disinformation, fake news, yeah, I'm going to give you a chance. And then, I'm just going to remove and block you. Because you know what? There are so many people in the world. I don't need to change who I am for you. Okay. You either like me or you don't. Okay, there's enough people out there that we all think alike and we all agree, and that's that. One of the things that Charlie died for was his unwillingness to bend the knee to others. He would not change who he was. He maybe lost his way for a bit, and we'll get into that tonight. And that's why the thumbnail and the title is what it is. I do believe Erika Kirk was sheep dipped, and in a way was TPUSA's Manchurian candidate, placed in Charlie's life to influence him and guide him. And I think he maybe lost his way a bit because he was isolated, like you do when you want to control and manipulate someone. You take out anyone in their life that can have an opposing view, and they surrounded him. And just imagine all of those people, even someone like Charlie, when you have that many people, they're all telling you the same thing, what's important, what you need to do. Your new wife that you fall in love with, that you think loves you, people you thought were your friends. Yeah, I think for a bit, he lost his way. But I think when he came to, and the rose-colored glasses started to fade or fall off, he wasn't afraid to speak up and be himself once again. And that is what I plan to do for myself. Let's see. I wrote some things that I want to do. Yeah, I said that already. All right. Yep. So I am committed to this community. We have a growing member base. And this weekend, I will be putting out members-only content. We'll do member-only live, but I'll also still do regular lives for everyone as well. And I have to figure out how the tier level is going to work, because there's 3. 1 gets you access, 2 gets you more, 3 gets you the most. And so I got to figure that out. And oh, yeah, I want to show you guys this. Check this out. I've already gotten some emails regarding merchandise. And I just want to show you what is in the works. All right, this one's not my favorite because obviously not everyone lives in Idaho, but don't worry. Let's go to the next one. I really like this logo and this one. Okay, so this is what I am working on. And as soon as it goes up, I will let everybody know. Okay. Let's see. Let me get back to my face. All right. The other thing is the videos I choose are the things that I think are relevant. I think that what happened in Charlie's life in the years and months and weeks leading up into his assassination are important. His ever-changing view on Philadelphia, who he was before Erika Kirk came into his life, who TPUSA was before Erika Kirk and all of those not good people came into his life. And what has those people done? What has TPUSA done? And what has Erika done since his assassination? So those are why I pick videos that I pick, because I'm still very much investigating who took out Charlie. I mean, I think Candace and Barron have a pretty good idea, and I'm on the same page as them, of who we think are the most likely suspects, the usual suspects. And so that's who I pick and what we look at. Okay. And that's what we'll continue to look at. With the members only live content, I would love to hear your guys' input on things you would like me to cover or things you would like to do in the members only lives. I can just pick it. If you guys don't want to have a say, you just want me to do it, that's fine too. I just feel that part of the fun of this whole content, this platform, is the engagement, the interaction with one another. All right. All right. I think that's it. Let's get into it. Oh, okay. I'm going to set this up. This is just a couple weeks before the assassination. This is a podcast he's doing. I forget the gentleman's name. I can go over to it. Let's see. Well, I'll look at while you guys watch it, and he's going to ask a question about Philadelphia, and we will hear what Charlie has to say.
I believe it's a populist movement.
You were going to ask about Israel.
Oh, no. Can we talk about Israel?
So you mentioned it prior.
Hey, real quick, let me ask about Israel, because I think it's
important for evangelicals to talk about it. That's why I brought it up.
We need to bring this up because I'm glad you did mention this. So
unless you don't want, we can find it out, man.
There's a growing divide in America, and I want to be really clear because I'm a respecter of people all on the side of these debates. People that are absolutely pro-Israel from a biblical theological framework of, say, dispensationalism.
And Jack Hibbs is a dear friend.
Yeah,
and
he's a
legend and a mentor
100%.
And he's awesome.
There's a lot of people. John MacArthur fits that category. Franklin Graham fits that category. There's a lot of people that fit that category. You have a younger, up and coming group of Gen Z who are not dispensational. And so every time this is sort of brought up as a case, they say, well, you're not going to the other passages. You're not going to the other. And so it's almost like gaslighting.
Who's saying that?
So I'm talking about younger,
sure.
Right. The younger generation is saying, for example, the Tucker Carlson, Ted Cruz.
Ted did an awful job of he didn't even know the Bible.
He did
not.
not.
Ted. I mean, he's ridiculous. I mean,
so he tries to quote it, but he can't defend the principle.
Well, nor does he know Genesis 17 or Ezekiel 36 or Ezekiel 37 or Ezekiel 38.
Exactly.
Or Romans 11 or,
that's
it's like,
right.
Hello. I mean,
that's right.
Anyways, I love Ted, but
that's right.
Like
100%. So I'll just say this. I know people that come from a more covenant perspective. I know people that come from a dispensational perspective. I know people who are historic pre-mill. In all three categories, they support Israel. And so it's not.
What does that mean, support Israel?
So great question.
Does it mean you have to agree with everything the government does?
Absolutely not.
But that's the litmus test currently.
Right.
And that's where I think we need to figure that out.
Right.
And look, I love Israel. My greatest memories are in Israel. Erika and I had the most beautiful time in Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to see where Jesus rose from the dead and walked.
Notice what he said there. Some people claim that they met in Israel. They didn't, okay? The first time he met Erika was at the TPUSA headquarters before the interview in New York. They met briefly. It was a handshake. It was super quick. But the real meeting happened in New York for that quote-unquote interview. She almost saw him in Israel. Remember, she gave that story where she saw him in line, and she was there when he was there. They end up going back to Israel together when they're already together, but they did not meet in Israel.
On water, and he gave the sermon of the Beatitudes. I defend Israel all the time. But I just want to make sure we get our terms right.
Wholeheartedly
Is it pro-Israel or pro-Israeli government?
Right.
Because do I have to support a prime minister of a foreign nation if he does something I don't like?
Right.
And by the way, he's not a Christian.
Yep.
Of a foreign nation that is a secular country called Israel. And if he does something that is bad, am I somehow not a good Christian?
No, and see,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
I
I
do.
think that these things get conflated.
They do.
And if someone calls me an anti-Semite for saying that, I mean, I think that's like answer the question.
That's right. That's right. So the Jewish diaspora includes pretty much half of the Jewish population.
8 million people. Yeah.
Right. Are living inside of Israel. You've got a large population in the United States and then scattered throughout the rest of the world. So oftentimes when we're looking at scripture and the fulfillment, we're not just talking about a modern state.
I'm going to let him finish. I think they're at Liberty U. I think that's the design in the background. The name of this podcast is Give Me Liberty. His name is Ryan Helfenstein or Helfenbein. I can't see the last few letters. I really like him. He has an opening portion of this. And if you want to go back to his channel, Give Me Liberty, you can watch it. And he is in total agreement with Charlie about Philadelphia. And I really like his stance. And on later videos, I can explain dispensationalism, replacement theory, and some of the terms they're using when discussing Philadelphia and whether or not Philadelphia has a real claim to the land. And I mean, that's this whole argument. And do we have to be so pro-Zionists in order to support the biblical people group of Israel? And remember, the diaspora is all of those Philadelphians around the world. So it's not like you can support Philadelphia in the biblical context, which is all of the people that make up the community of Philadelphia within the world, in the whole diaspora, not just the physical land and the people that reside there only in the government they're in. That's not what it means. And they are making this argument, and I love it. And I'm 100% in agreement with them.
We're talking about people collectively who are living in Israel, but they're also living all throughout, scattered throughout the world. And so many Christians are looking at Romans chapter 11 as a future promise of a remnant that will be saved.
Right.
And
so, the remnant theology is what John Piper believes, right? Is that correct?
I don't know if I'm not sure if John.
I might be wrong.
Yeah. Sure.
But remnant is not replacement and it's not dispensationalist.
Right.
And remnant has a more humble approach to these things. Is that correct?
I think it's a more mediated perspective. Yes.
And I'm not even taking position.
Sure.
But let me tell you what I need clarity on.
Mm-hmm.
If Bibi Netanyahu.
Do you guys see his ring? Look at Charlie's ring real quick. I'm going to make it bigger so we can all see it. Is that one of those Quelo rings, the silicone rings? I mean, those are the rings I wear, and they are so thin, and you can barely feel them. You wouldn't really need to take them off at night. You would only, honestly, take it off maybe in the shower. But no, I'd really think no, because then you just dry it off. I think you really only take it off if there's something going on in the marriage, and you're making a stand and a point. That's my opinion.
Who does some things I like. Okay, great. But if he does something I don't like, and if I criticize it, am I like a bad Christian?
Absolutely not.
But then why? But I'm told by some pastors I am.
And see, and I think
but not Jack Hibbs. Jack Hibbs wouldn't say that. But other pastors are like, you must agree with Bibi Netanyahu.
It's in that part's ridiculous.
Help me understand.
Right. So in that sense, and this goes back to like everything we disagree with as Christians, because we wouldn't say this about our own pastor. Well, he's the Lord's anointed. Well, yeah, he's God's anointed, but that doesn't make him perfect.
Again, I want to be clear. Like, there's 3 levels to this. The first is like, if you have any Jew hatred in your heart, you're a bad person. Go repent. And you got work to do. You're disgusting. Right. And it's filth. And by the way, it's growing.
Right.
And it's disgusting. And it's repulsive.
Right.
I have no patience.
He makes it very clear. He's not an anti-Semite. Neither of them are. It's so clear. And I agree with him 100% that kind of behavior and disgust for any one people group is disgusting. And he's condemning it right here. It's literally only not supporting a foreign government that has so much influence and power and control over our politicians in our country. And that the leader himself is very, very corrupt. And if we don't support him and that country, then we are anti-Semites. It's insane. And he made it very clear. He's not one. I don't think he's one. We just don't need to support, you know who and you know where.
For that.
Yeah.
The second of which is that, do you believe in the promise and the concept and the literal place of Israel? Yes, I do. I love that place. Okay.
Right.
I love that idea of Jews having a homeland. Like, I'm a defender of that. But then the third thing is the government of Israel,
Yeah.
which is a minority political party in Israel, by the way, 30% of votes. Are you allowed to criticize that? Because what happens is, like, when you criticize that, by allowed meaning like without getting criticism, of course you're allowed to.
Sure. I criticize my own government.
No, but exactly.
Right.
So what I find strange is that we're able to criticize the American government sometimes in the Christian world with more freedom than the Israeli government.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
about
I
that?
think you're right. And I think what it is it's an issue that has not been examined critically by those in the church. They've never actually cross-examined that belief and said, wait, why is that?
I know Jews that came to my office that will remain nameless from Israel saying they don't like the Bibi Netanyahu government.
Sure.
And not even saying I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I think at times we like overlay the current prime minister as being like the instrument of the American church. Do you understand like where I'm saying?
I do.
And where there's like this blind trust of what the government of Israel does. We shouldn't give any power structure blind trust.
That's right.
So anyway, that's where I just want us to be very clear of what does it mean to be pro-Israel.
Right.
And I think the answer, and I think it's consistent, it makes everyone except replacement people happy, which would be to be pro-Israel means you believe in the nation of Israel, not necessarily the government of Israel.
Sure.
And I think those two different things. For example, when Joe Biden was president, you and I we loved America, but we detested our government.
Yeah.
And those two things beautifully coexisted.
Yeah. You never once said, hey, I'm out on
America.
On America.
Of course, it was the
Right.
opposite.
Exactly. Yeah. I think you're right. I think so. The other thing, and I'm going to say this just to be clear for anybody listening, we're not criticizing dispensationalism at all.
By the way, I don't take strong stances on that.
Yeah.
Jack Hibbs is a mentor, and he's like sending me scriptures. He's like, hey, we got to
Amen.
get you back into school.
Yes.
And I'm not even going, I have problems with replacement theology.
Right.
And I do.
Yep.
And I can say definitively, I don't believe that.
Yes.
I won't go as far to say that evil people use a lot of words towards that. But that's a fun spirited debate because the biggest way to, like, I think, challenge replacement theology is one question. Does God break his promises?
Never.
Okay, then replacement theology is wrong. He says, I have an everlasting covenant with ethnic Israel in Genesis 17.
Yeah.
Everlasting is the word used. If that's legit, then there's no expiration date on that.
Yeah.
It is so sad when you realize that even with the amount of criticism and hate he was getting in his last days, he didn't waver on the kind of man he was. Even though he could have at any point said, I'm abandoning the whole thing, not just the pro-Philadelphian cause, the political movement and the country and the leader. He clearly still sticks to the biblical, what he believes, and I agree, is God's word. And the fact that they still hated on him, I think shows it had nothing to do with that at all. Nope. And just like it didn't have anything to do with that with Candace. No, it's that we were saying anything whatsoever that was critical of Bibi and Philadelphia. That's it. We're not allowed as non-Philadelphians to criticize and critique Bibi and Philadelphia. And then if we do, oh, you are, and you know you are. So despicable. But Charlie was unwilling to bend the knee, but he was unwilling to play into it and and just like write them off altogether. No, he still stayed true to him. And I love that about him.
And the other stuff, I'll let theologians debate the rest of it.
Sure.
But anyway, so I'm only interested in this because everyone else is talking about this all the time, I guess.
That's right.
But also our students are very interested in it. And what they don't want is they don't want to be called bad Christians if they challenge a foreign government, which is what happens so often.
Right.
Like, you're a bad Christian if you have a question about a foreign government.
Right.
And that was already beginning to happen at these events when college students were asking questions about Philadelphia and their involvement in, that area, okay, where the ethnic cleansing is happening, and Philadelphia's involvement in our politics and in our country. They were being labeled what Charlie ended up being labeled. And so just imagine if Charlie was able to do this whole American comeback tour and actually answer the way he wanted to, the way that Josh Hammer and Seth Dillon and that rabbi that was in Israel that was on that late night emergency phone call trying to get Charlie to correct course, the one that he came out of and his adrenal glands were firing, says Erika, when he wouldn't change his course and go the other direction and do what they were asking him to do. Imagine him going on this whole American comeback tour, answering the questions that the college students asked him regarding Philadelphia, and he was honest with them. Imagine where we'd be. Imagine if Charlie was still here right now. And that's one of the main reasons why I decided to start this channel, was because there are so few voices that even have a platform that can do it, that do it. Jack Posobiec, Gary Melton, these fraudsters, okay? Ben Shapiro. We have Candace, we have Coach, we have Barron, we have Wolves, we have James Lee, we have Zach Costello. We have a few. But Charlie filled big shoes, and he left behind a huge hole. And we need to stay true to him, to his true legacy, not the legacy TPUSA and all those individuals hijacking his movement are wanting to ascribe his legacy was and is. We all that knew Charlie and watched him and follow him and listen to him and watch Candace and Barron and others that have integrity and honesty and are fighting for Charlie. We need to speak up and stick together. Okay. All right. So the next one we're going to go to, because that was pretty much it, is, let's see. Oh, I want to point this guy out to you. Is it Jake Hoffman? Yeah, I think it's Jake Hoffman. He's also on Superfeed. He's part of the, in my opinion, the really, really corrupt individuals behind the scenes. He's on the same board as Lori Fronsky on Superfeed. I don't trust him at all. Neither does Candace. And this is just days after. Let's listen to something he says.
There's a motto going around the Turning Point offices right now, and that's "We are all Charlie Kirk now." You are all Charlie Kirk now. Charlie Kirk sacrificed his life defending our civil liberties to engage in free and open and honest debate.
See, right away they get out and spit the narrative that they want to tell as to how dare they? Who makes them the ones that decide what it was that Charlie died for? What gives them the right to tell us what it was that Charlie was standing against and the real reason why he lost his life on September 10th? How freaking dare these individuals? And they all did it. Andrew Colvett, Jack Posobiec, Blake Neff, Mikey McCoy, Erika Kirk, Tyler Boyer, Terrell Farnsworth. Brian Harple, Dan Flood, Jake Hoffman, Stacey Sheridan. How dare they tell us what Charlie stood for, what he was standing up against, what he was really willing to die for. Not that he wanted to die, but he wouldn't budge. He's not going to let you silence him from what he knew to be true in his spirit, in his soul. That was a God-given gift that he had, and he was not going to squander the gift that God gave him. He was going to be true to himself, and this guy's going to get up there and tell you that it was for some other reason. It's just despicable.
Bait. Charlie Kirk, I know a different side of this man. I've known Charlie for a very long time, since he was a Chicago boy who was trying to figure out whether he was going to make the move to DC as he grew his organization, or whether he was going to move to the heartland. And it was his right-hand man, Tyler Boyer. Tyler Boyer has been by his side since day one, and he convinced Charlie, and they decided that it was better to move to the heartland because everyday Americans were who were going to save this country.
Well, listen to this. Tyler Boyer knew Erika Kirk before Charlie. Tyler Boyer is the one that got her to come the 2 times to the headquarters in Arizona, and tried to get him to meet Charlie, or tried to get her to meet Charlie, and then got them the meeting in New York and eventually introduced them. Tyler Boyer is also the one that has got Erika to be at the Trump rally in Arizona and put her right behind the podium. Tyler Boyer knows Lori Francvi. Tyler Boyer is the guy that said when he met Charlie, that I knew I could hitch my wagon to that guy. This guy, I think, is part of the whole thing. He is so intricate to Erika coming into Charlie's life. And if you follow what I think is what happened and is happening still, without Tyler being there, that doesn't happen. And so, in my opinion, he is a major part of this.
It was going to be the people that live on Main Street.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. So the other reason he wanted Charlie to come to Arizona, remember, the headquarters of TPUSA is also right next to the military contracting organization that Lori Francvi had. Okay, right there. Oh, yeah. Coincidence. Just a coincidence. Totally.
People that perpetually run for office. 2019, it was New Year's Day. And
okay, that was really the only part I wanted to play of him, was talking about Tyler Boyer being so integral to him moving out to Arizona, which I also think was to get him away from his support group, everyone that he was close with, his family, people he had known for a long time, were all in Chicago. And he moved almost across the country and was completely surrounded by all of Erika and Tyler's network of people. He was engulfed by all of them, isolated. Not an accident, and not a coincidence either. Okay. All right. Now we're going to look here, and we're going to look at what some individuals were doing and saying just a day or two after the assassination. This whole thing, we'll see. We don't need to watch the whole thing. We'll get through what we can get through. This is eye-opening, mind-blowing, insightful, okay?
And I wanted the friends of this show and of Charlie that knew him best.
And those that you might need introductions On the left side of the screen is Jack Posobiec, the one that gets up on his own platform and says that he is 100% sure Tyler Robinson did this from the Losi Center by himself and his transferee boyfriend, girlfriend, Lance Twiggs, with a 30-06, took one shot, and he believes the complete official narrative and says that there is no question about it at all. Dead center, Andrew Colvette, the guy that went rogue, okay? The guy that is on the plane with his wife, flies to UVU, and Erika waits for him for an hour at the airport. Then he gets off the plane as a grown man with a wife and runs into the arms of another woman and cries in her arms. I mean, I don't really care how close you are with anyone. That's just weird. I'd go over and console Erika. I would console her. I would see how she is doing. But you know what? I'm not going to cry on another woman's shoulder when my wife is right here. I mean, period, at all, ever. But especially if my wife is right there, like, give me a break. That is bizarre. And the fact that Erika waited for him for an hour when Charlie was pronounced dead at the hospital, and she waited instead of running there first. That's telling. Then we have Blake Neff, who likes to run away at breakneck speed, who is a firsthand witness and is part of the gag order, should not be talking about that day and what he thinks and his conclusions on Tyler Robinson, but has at every point gotten up on this stage that says Charlie Kirk, that says Charlie Kirk Show, that says Charlie Kirk Show, freedom at Charlie Kirk back there, pictures, everything. They're grifting off of Charlie and profiting off of Charlie's name, image, likeness, and his fame and his notoriety. And this guy gets up there and is tainting the jury more than anyone. And then we have Tyler freaking Boyer, the guy himself. Man, so much I think would not have happened without that guy coming into Charlie's life. He is the reason Erika got as close to Charlie as he did. And she sunk her claws and talons and teeth into him because of this guy. Yeah. Unbelievable.
The Thought Crime crew, to be here in the studio to commemorate our friend, our dear brother, for this sacred, this solemn moment, this occasion none of us ever dreamed we would have.
All right. Hey, just everyone, please pay attention. If you like to analyze behavior as much as I do, which I do, okay, watch how fake all of this is. You know, I could do it like, you know, I'm just really shooken up by everything that happened. And I can just make my voice crack and be very sad. And I can frown my eyebrows but nothing, no tears, no nothing. Just days after, give me a break, man. I'd be a freaking wreck. I'd be an emotional roller coaster, like unreal. This is the biggest BS ever. It's the same thing when we see with Erika and Frank Turek, Rob McCoy, Miraculous McCoy, all of them. It's like they all went to the same freaking acting school. They got the same tips. Their PRs over there telling them, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to sound. Do this. Goodness gracious.
To do. And here we are, because Charlie would want us to be here. He would be upset if we weren't here.
It started right away. I'm going to look at the date. This is like the next day. This is like right away, you guys. This is like maybe even the same day. I don't know. No, it's not the same day. They were in Utah. This is like just so close after. This isn't when they caught Tyler, which I got to remember that was 33 hours after. So this is before that, because that is another episode, and we're not going to watch that today. Don't worry. But this was before that one. All right. And yeah, I lost my train of thought. My bad.
And we, of course, have left his chair open and empty.
Oh, that's what it was.
Because
he had just said Charlie would want us here. Man, they all had meetings, and whoever is advising them, Stacey Sheridan, I don't know. It's like Erika comes out and says the same things. They're saying the same things. Charlie wants us to work. He wants us to build. He wants us to make money. He wants us to sign people up. He wants us to grow TPUSA. We'd be doing a disservice to him. He's up there. I just prayed. God just told me. He told me Charlie was there. This is what Charlie wanted. Unreal.
Nobody will ever fill
They have no shame.
it. Nobody could ever hope to. But
I'm sorry, guys. No one could ever hope to, but they tried to peddle out Mikey McCoy right away. They tried to put Mikey McCoy and even Cabot Phillips in Charlie's slots to do events that Charlie was slotted to do. Oh, lead like Charlie, Cabot Phillips, with your, lasagna tattoo on your lip. Get out of here, you freaking creep. What are you talking about? Mikey McCoy, you are a fake and a fraud. You're trying to roll people out. You're trying to put people in his chair. You put Erika in his chair. What are you talking about? No one can fill his chair. You are going to say in a couple minutes that she's the MVP, that Charlie was really nothing until she came along, that Charlie was kind of just like this, young boy that wasn't polished and wasn't the man that we knew him to be. But once Erika came along, oh my God, once Erika came along, Erika is the one responsible for who Charlie became. You're a joke, Andrew. You're a joke.
by all of us together, we want to honor him, and we want to be more like him, and we want to be inspired by him, and we want you in the audience to know him like we knew him, and to be up close and personal to the front row seat to history, to a legend, to an American icon that we got every single day. And I don't know why we were so fortunate and blessed to be those people, those few.
Because you infiltrated him, you surrounded him, you took over, you lied to him, in my opinion, everyone. But I have it on good authority. I'm not the only one that feels that way and thinks that way.
I got to see it so up close. He touched millions. He personally knew tens of thousands. And somehow we were the blessed ones that got to be close to him. And in the chats, we got yelled at by him. We got pushed to more and to be better because of Charlie and by Charlie. And so we have, to my right, Jack Posobiec, Blake Neff, and Tyler Boyer, and myself, Andrew Cole.
Oh my God, did you guys see Blake's face when he looked at Tyler? He is so bad. Oh my God, just watch it. I'm not going to make you go. I'm not going to go back, but he like, just man, they don't realize how bad it looks.
The executive producer of the Charlie Kirk Show. And we are so honored to share what we know about Charlie, and to do it on a day where the authorities tell us that his killer has been brought into custody.
Okay, so this is that day. That was another one when they're doing the live, when they finally show us footage. So that one's a little bit later when they finally like release photos and say who his name is and all that. So this is at least 33 hours after. It's on the same day. So that's when this is filmed.
I want to say personally thank you to Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, Governor Cox. You told us you would not stop until you got him. And I admit that my faith wavered at times as the hours stretched on. But you appeared to have the suspect in custody, and we're grateful that you have not slept. You did not rest, just like you promised. And you are men of your word, and we are grateful to you. And so with that, I just want to, again, welcome my friends. And Jack, I'm going to start with you. Tell us what's on your heart right now, brother.
We know it's like, I know the seat looks empty, but it's not. The seat isn't empty at all.
Yeah. Erika is just sitting off screen left. Yeah, she was sitting in there before you guys started filming. She's like, okay, I'll leave for you guys to turn on the cameras. Yeah. We know. We know what you did and what you're doing, yeah, right away. 72 hours, what was it, 48 hours? They voted and put her in as CEO. 5 days after, she's cheering about the sales and the merch numbers and money and growth and chapters and how many people registered to vote and the memorial, the event of a year. Yeah, we know.
Because in a way, Charlie is the only thing we're all thinking about right now. We can't think of anything else, really. We can't think straight.
That's not true. You all, I mean, we could just go watch the video that Erika did. You guys were not thinking of Charlie at all. My husband's dead. I don't mean to be morbid. Next breath, next sentence, $60,000 in hat sales, guys. 270,000 people were there that we stole their information and data, in my opinion. I mean, it's on good authority. Right? Go look at the FAR filing. Yeah, you definitely cared about so many other things that on every occasion that Erika spoke and you guys have spoke, you have felt the need to talk about how big your events have been, how you're building, how it's growing, how many chapters, how much money, how much growth. Yeah, no, you don't even start, man.
And we can read and we can talk, but at the end of the day, all we're thinking about is Charlie. And we know that Charlie is looking down on us. And I know that when we all gather here, it's like he's here.
Yeah.
And that's why no one wants to sit there, because he is there. We were saying thank yous just there. And the only thing that I guess I would add is, we're hearing these reports that family members of the suspect were involved, particularly the father, in bringing him to the police, bringing him to the authorities. And if that's true,
we now know, and I actually like Barron's take on this. So initially, a lot of people, including me, thought that LDS elder figure who used to be a cop was a bad, that he was doing something nefarious, that he was part of framing Tyler. What Barron, and he has way more resources and sources and networking than I do. And he says on good authority, he now believes that guy saved Tyler's life. That whatever he found out, whatever he was hearing through his channels, that he didn't believe Tyler did it at all. And that's why he contacted the parents, and we don't know what he said. I can't wait. I really hope Barron comes out with whatever he alluded to this in previous episodes, that he tells us what I think is what happened is that he contacted the parents and was like, hey, this is what's going on. And these people are all saying they know for a fact, they're 100% sure it's Tyler. And if we don't get him to come in, they're going to swat him. They're going to Lee Harvey him. They're going to Lee Harvey Oswald him. Okay. They're going to Jack Ruby him. They're going to, they're going to take him out before he can go in and clean cut. And I bet that's actually what they were planning on doing. Everything else is almost identical to the JFK assassination. Like everything that they did and how they failed, even the mistakes they made are almost identical. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre, but that individual helped ensure Tyler gave himself up in their custody, and that there were witnesses and they were there so they could make sure that in that process, that exchange of him going in, they couldn't take him out and just say that he fought or didn't come willingly. So no one, the mom, the dad, and this elder figure, no one said that they saw those photos of him, those BS grainy photos of him walking up the steps. That's not him. That's not him. And it's not time-stamped. Nah. Nice try. Oh, that camera footage that just so happened to start like 4 seconds after the shot and the guy's in a dead sprint. I thought he changed. I thought he disassembled the rifle. Where's the rifle? Oh, where's the screwdriver? He dropped it. Well, he jumps down and he runs away. Oh, and then the footage cuts off before we can see where he runs, even though it clearly it covers the whole street. We can see across the street into the woods. Why don't you show us? Oh, does he jump into that RAV4 that's right there? Oh, okay. Yeah. They didn't buy it either. Oh, the rifle that New York Times or whoever it was put on and was like, here's the rifle, not Grandpappy's rifle. That's just a rifle they picked off the internet. It's just a random photo. So mom and dad didn't look at this photo and go, that's my dad's rifle. That my dad gave that to Tyler. That's an heirloom. I recognize it. Nope, not a World War I era rifle. So none of the things that they used to claim are why the parents were positive Tyler did it. None of them are. So from the beginning, it's all BS. And these 4 people will have you believe that it's just so neat and tidy and it's in a boat. No, not happening. We're not stupid.
I'd just like to extend a sincere thank you and gratitude to something like that. As a father, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what that must be like. But to have done that is just shows the ultimate goodness and the ultimate righteousness.
The emotional manipulation happened right away. They had to show us photos and videos of him with his kids and Erika right away. Right away, they wanted to make us feel compassionate and empathetic, and manipulate our Christian, religious, and spiritual values so that we would look favorably and accept Erika as what they were going to do and shove her down our throat.
That still does exist in this country. And the fact that people are willing to step up and do the right thing, even in impossible odds. And that's the Charlie Kirk spirit. That's always been the Charlie Kirk spirit.
And so this is why I do not believe his kids were fake. I do believe they're his. I don't believe he's in on it. I don't think he was faking all of us. Okay. Barron has contacts with people that were very, very close to him, and he's verified. Those are his kids, guys. He's not alive. Okay. I made it very clear in my video yesterday that he had a tick. And okay, one of the main things Jesse on Fire says is that he thinks proves his point is that bump on that side of, and he says that that's where that fake neck is and the blood and the bladder and all that. No, we looked at that video last night and we could find more. He had a tick. And guess what would happen if you have a tick only on one side of your body? And that every day, in every situation, and in higher stress situations, your tick goes off more. I work with kids on the spectrum. I work with kids that have ticks. I deal with this every day. In higher stress environments, anxiety and everything increases, which those last days of his life 100% were. His adrenal glands were going off. His tick would have been firing on overcharge. It would be swollen. His face would not be the same on this side as that side. He had no tick. Even how he smiled, this side of his face was completely different than the right side of his face. So when Jesse shows this side of his face and you can't see the outline of his chin, but you can see it on this side. Yeah, exactly. That's Charlie. That's how he looked. If you watched him enough and you saw that on a daily basis, you would know. And if you knew how it worked, you would just know, yeah, it wouldn't be symmetrical. Because he didn't have a tick on this side. He didn't smile like this on this side, only on this side. And it only happened here on the left side. No, he's not alive. And those are his kids. He wasn't faking it. He wasn't pulling the wool over our eyes. He wasn't deceitful. Candace would have said that. Tucker would have said that. Megan would have said that, even though I know she's trying to say, like, she's came. I'm happy that she stuck up for on Pierce Morgan the other day, but the whole Tyler Robinson thing, I hope she just completely comes back to the good side. But what? They're all in on it. His parents are in on it. Come on, you guys.
Is to stare down impossible odds and say, I'm going to do it anyway, when everybody told him he couldn't. And that's the Charlie Kirk I know, that when you told him he couldn't do it, he'd say, figure it out. Tyler, I'm sure he told you that more times than you can count.
It's been really hard. I mean, we've been able to lean on each other, I think, talking a lot to one another about the memories, and that's
So the only one that ends up actually crying is this guy, but I don't think it is from grief. I think it's from guilt. I think it's from guilt. No one else in this show sheds one tear. Tyler does. And if he knows and he believes what I think is his role, he is the one that brought Erika into Charlie's life. Without that introduction, without that meeting, without him, there is no Charlie and Erika. Charlie's still alive. In my opinion, that's what I think, 100%. And so I think these tears are guilt, not, and maybe remorse, I don't know, but guilt for sure, but not grief.
probably, I think, the most important thing that we can do today is share those memories. I've been telling everybody that's reached out on our staff. I mean, we've hired thousands of people in Turning Point, and it hasn't been easy. It's been part of the battle on Charlie. It's like, I'm gonna miss those, right, Tyler? Conversations when we are sitting around.
Right. So he doesn't cry here. It's later if we don't see it, but he does cry with actual tears. And that's what I'm referencing when I said what I just said about him.
Because you don't really know the battles unless you've been in them. But there's so many people that have looked at Charlie along the way as a mentor, that all have different emotions and they have different stories. And I've told people, write them down. Every single person that's reached out to me, I'm so sorry, Tyler. I'm like, please.
Why is that a theme? Why are they all telling everyone to write everything down about him? Why is that even a thing? Like, that's not a thing. Why is that a thing? That's what Erika's saying to do. Like, we all need to write everything down. Yeah, I don't know why. I find that also pretty weird. Candace did too, and so does Baron. Go ahead, write everything down. Why? I can't just remember. I can't talk about him. And I have to write it down. That's strange. I don't know what it means, but it's just odd.
Just write down your memories that you had, because some of these stories are so unbelievably funny. They're so unbelievable in general because God's hand has been such a big part of Charlie's story and legacy. I'm so sorry.
No, it's we're all right there. We're all right there.
And for those of us that have been close, like we've talked about, we've seen Evan's hand is part of that. And
freaking Andrew keeps wiping his eyes. He's way back there. I don't see tears, but I actually don't even see tears on Tyler's face. So even when he did everything he just did, I actually was paying more attention this time. I did, when you can see when someone's about to cry, right? Before they blink with the water, it lines up in the bottom. It starts to like kind of puddle at that bottom eyelid. And you can see it because like the light reflects on it and you can see it. It kind of does that down there on the bottom. I didn't see that at all. I actually didn't see that at all. And then Andrew's in the back pulling a freaking Erika, but he's doing it with his hands. No handkerchief, no tissue. Yeah.
And that has to be accentuated because that's what Charlie wanted. We talked about that all the time with people invested in Turning Point, all the major stakeholders. That a lot of people look at this as political dynamo, the dynamics of all of that, but all of this has been, even through this tragic week, I believe that that God has been with Charlie from day one, and will continue to be.
Blake, I want to. You're next, buddy. So get ready. But I want to just comment on what you're saying because one of the last trips that I took with Charlie was a couple.
I'm not laughing at what they're doing and saying. I'm actually reading your guys's your comments as it goes. I love you guys. Yeah, we're all on the same page, 100%. There's a few outliers, but whatever, there's always going to be. But for the most part, I think we're all in agreement here.
Weeks ago, and we were flying all over the country, spent hours on the plane. And I said to him, isn't it crazy? Like, we were talking about South Park. We were talking about.
I just saw that comment, you guys. The exploding mic theory wasn't Blake Bednard's. So look up John Bray. He went on Trigger Smart. He's a guy that worked for the United States government, for the Army, worked with explosives. He built ballistic vests and plates and body armor, flak jackets and things like that. He is the one that did deep research into the exploding mic theory. Yeah, just so you know. I mean, Blake does think that as well, and he did things on it just by analyzing the camera footage and the shirt movement and everything else. And Blake did more of a deep dive after John Bray came out and he did 2 interviews on Trigger Smart, and you should go watch those because, man, then you're like, whoa. And that's how we found out about accurate energetic systems in Tennessee. And then the plant exploded and everyone died. And that's where they were making the cyclonite and the micro shaped charges that would have gone inside the battery, that would have gone inside the road mic. Yeah.
Just everything. Like, we just kind of had a moment, and he's just like, yeah, it's all God. He just instantly goes, yeah, it's all God. It's all God. And as I was driving to the office in the studio this morning, I thought to myself, it was always God, and God has not pulled his hand away from Charlie Kirk. They did not pull his hand away from Turning Point. He did not pull his hand away from this country. It was always God that got us here. There were so many times, and I want the audience to know this, there were so many times where we felt like our backs were so against the wall that we were not going to get through whatever it was.
Yep.
That this thing happened, or this. It was just so many things. It's impossible right now. And I was like,
we can look it up. How many people died? I think it's like 16 or more. Here's the interesting thing, guys. So that you can look it up. Accurate energetic systems. It exploded 30 days after September 10th. The plant manager that was there, that was managing the plant while that government contract was being filled and they were creating the microshaped charges, was moved to somewhere else completely the day before it explodes. So the new manager's like first day on the job is when it explodes. And it's like 16, around 17 people. Yeah. So sad. What happened? Yeah, I was just answering that. I'm going to fast forward to another part because it's really, really interesting what they say right here.
we were just talking about Erika Kirk, and the before and after Erika Kirk story is a really amazing story. And I was
trying to make a poignant,
deep.
It is so weird when they light up when they start talking about Erika. Let me make sure we didn't miss the part. I think this is actually where it starts. Hold on.
Not just for how talented of a person he was, but how good of a person he was.
Freaking
and how everything he fought for was because he believed it would be good for the country and good for every single person in it. And I'll always think one of the final.
Here's what's weird. They are on this show every day for I don't know how many years. They know there's certain etiquette that I've learned just in the little bit that I've been doing this. You don't exhale into the mic. Okay. If you do that, you're doing it for effect. Okay. That's why I'll go off to the side. Barron said the same thing. He'll go like this. He'll breathe off to the side, exhale and inhale off to the side. The fact that he's just, I'm not going to do it because it's going to be annoying to everyone that's listening to this. He's totally doing that for dramatic effect. He's aware of what he's doing. To me, that's what I see. What he's doing right there, and it's ridiculous.
Things I was doing with him. I mentioned with you, Jack, yesterday.
Yeah.
The last speech he gave was
All right, I don't
in
wanna hear him
Japan
cry.
to an audience. What are the good arguments in favor of?
He looked better than anyone, at that
like a
point,
normal
so-
person.
No, he looked better than everybody because Erika's incredibly stylish.
Here it is.
that familial love, because we all talked about how they made him better too.
Monogamy in
the
marriage.
Christian version of
Right here.
marriage.
Yes.
And it was, that gets back to, one of the other core things, how much he loved Erika, how much he loved their children, how much how much he cared for them, and how it really demonstrates the power of that, familial love, because we all talked about how they made him better too. And
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
You see Charlie like pre-Erika and then Charlie post-Erika, and
Yeah.
it's still Charlie, but
This is so freaking despicable and disgusting. I was showing my wife this and she couldn't believe either. So this is just 33 hours after. This is like 34, maybe 35, because they had, remember, Andrew said this is the same day that they announced that they caught Tyler, right? And we know that Cash Patel is like 33. Oh my goodness. And they start right away. So they haven't announced yet that Erika's going to take over and that's who's going to be shoved down our face. But right away, they're going to start framing it that Charlie was, he was Charlie, but I mean, he wasn't really the Charlie that he became. And that it's all thanks to Erika. Erika made Charlie who he became. It is gross. And look how Andrew Colvett's smiling right now. Yeah, and Jack Posobiec is disgusting. He's despicable.
it's like more.
Better
And better,
clothes. They
and
actually fit
refined.
him.
No, we were just talking about this
And-
yesterday.
And he's a father, and
No, it was like
That's what I think made Charlie become better. Not Erika, dude. Having kids, it changes you. It doesn't change everyone, but if you're a good man, it sure as heck does. Because if you care and you feel responsible for that little baby, for your wife and your kids, and you'll do everything to provide for them and protect them and to raise them and to teach them and to guide them and to love them and to sacrifice for them, to be the example for them. His first child was a girl. He knew the importance of being a good figure in her life. As any father that has girls knows, it starts with your relationship with your dad and the example that he has with your mom and you as a young little girl. That's what changed him. That's what maybe gave him more drive, that made him even more firm in his beliefs, more brave and bold to fight for a world that she would inherit, that she would grow up and be an adult in. That's what did it, not Erika. Nice try, Jack.
night and day difference. So we
All
used
of
to,
them.
like, I used to be worried about Charlie dressing
Erika is
himself.
legitimately the real MVP.
I don't just mean the fashion. I don't just mean the fashion.
And they're laughing, you guys. Erika is legitimately the real MVP, says Andrew Colvett. Not even 48 hours after. I don't know if anyone's in the comments and can't see what I see. I know my group, my community, the Ride or Die crew, we see this. This is disgusting.
We were talking about against Charlie's
Let's
birthday.
talking about that.
It's rough because
the visible part.
Charlie's birthday's in about a month, and and we used to.
Look at Blake. They're all laughing. Blake's like, why are you guys breaking character? I'm still frowning. I'm still making it with my face and my forehead. Look at Blake. Everyone else started laughing. Jack, Andrew, they're smiling right now. Not Blake. He's holding true to his character. He's not going to break the scene. No, not Blake. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic.
I used to buy him clothes on his birthday as an excuse to buy him like sneakers because he wouldn't wear sneakers. He would only wear dress shoes.
That's right.
And then Erika came, and then I was like so relieved because he would wear clothes.
You guys don't know about the stories about everyone at TPUSA? You guys didn't tune into Barron's live yesterday? That the whole BS myth that, you know, a trans Tifa furry that had a boyfriend who was going to be a girlfriend, who had an alternative lifestyle, was the main reason why he was so angry and mad. Barron goes, I mean, no, all the guys at TPUSA have alternative lifestyles. There's actual sexual harassment claims against Tyler Boyer. Look it up. I mean, there's a lot going on about men at TPUSA living an alternative lifestyle. Yeah, so that, I mean, that's out there. That's out there.
Is that like he looked better than anyone,
like a normal person.
No, he looked better than everybody because Erika's incredibly stylish and great.
And
it was just like he went from like the Stone Age to like he now had this incredibly well manicured dress.
Okay, either they have an alternative lifestyle and they love each other, or all of them are in love with Erika. That's the other thing that crosses my mind. They all just are in love with Erika. I don't know, man. It's just so disgusting.
Love this vein. We want to tell you about Erika, and we're gonna welcome back National Radio.
Right.
So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Break. Hold on.
Because they're playing those videos now.
Yes.
When he's younger, and
yes.
I was showing Andrew an image. It was so funny because
studio, can we get like an OG CK shot with his?
I'll send one that's like a perfect one. But he was.
You need the before and after shot.
It was like a very baggy suit, and it just. But you know what? But
this is kind of very. This isn't with a suit, but this was like.
No. I've got a perfect.
All right, and we're gonna jump to a clip of Candace Owens talking about Charlie not caring about what he wore, how he looked. He just didn't care about those things. That was the Charlie before. He focused on the things. He was humble. He focused on what mattered. All that other flashy stuff, it wasn't Charlie. I'm going to start playing, then I'm going to pull up where I have the timestamp, and then we're going to jump to it. Wait, hold on. I see what I did. I almost messed that up, you guys. Good thing I figured it out before we went on. Okay, hold on.
I guess we could say Charlie broke the internet one more time. 150,000 of you guys were watching, and the system just sort of crashed. And it just really makes me happy that happened.
All right, 7. I'm pulling it up. Hold on, 7:50.
It's on top of your clean shirts. Okay, you just can't do that, Charlie. You can't. You need to
this
event with this newbie Candace. Then we're not going to do the event, and Candace and I will do it alone. And we did. We went at it alone. Actually, I think for that particular event, Dave Rubin hopped on, and the rest was future. For 2 years straight, Charlie and I flew around the world together on very little sleep. We were always exhausted. I'm not kidding. We took hundreds of flights together.
Pay attention to this too, you guys. Watch how Candace talks about him, the things that she focuses on when remembering him, the authenticity, the genuineness, how believable she is when talking about what she loved about Charlie, what she remembers about Charlie, the things that made her proud of Charlie. And then compare that to every single thing Erika has said and done since Charlie was assassinated. And then tell me who really had a genuine, authentic relationship with Charlie. And my opinion, the reason why Erika can't do what Candace is doing is because none of the feelings she had for him were genuine and real. She was faking the entire time. That's my opinion. You aren't able to convince everyone else of something that you can't convince yourself of first. If you want to be convincing and acting, you have to believe it yourself and feel it in your bones. And Erika just couldn't do it. And so we saw what we saw. And I think that's just so so deeply troubling and telling.
We slept in the crappiest hotel rooms. I mean, walls so paper thin. You just hear everything. And when you're in that capacity with someone 2 years straight, just traveling nonstop, you really get to know them. You really see them in every condition. You start bickering like an old married couple. Charlie.
Yeah. And remember, the relationship that Erika had with Charlie moved extremely fast. And I think that was, I mean, just keep this in mind, you guys. Okay. Charlie was a very innocent, very smart. He was a book smart kid. He was an awkward kid when he was younger. I'm pretty sure he saved himself for marriage. I'm 100% positive Erika didn't. The woman, especially a beautiful woman, if she turns on the charm and she plays that part, I mean, she kind of sets the pace. Like the man will follow the pace. He's reading her to see. I mean, if he likes her and he loves her, then yeah, he's going to go at her pace. And if she's pushing the pace constantly and she's ramping up the speed and we need to do this and we need to do this quick and I'm already in love with you and da 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 da. Okay, that I'm pretty sure that's why it moved so fast. Charlie didn't have the time to really get to know the real Erika. And when you move that fast and you get engaged, you get married within a very short amount of time, and then right after that, and then all these things with this career and his company and how much they're on the road, then they have kids. Imagine how much distraction there was, how little time that they had alone together in authentic, genuine ways, like he had with Candace, where he could really see Candace's character, who she really was, and vice versa, for Candace to see that in Charlie. That process never happened with Erika and him. It just didn't. And I think that's why she was able to fake it and to convince him. There was always people around. I mean, Mikey will say the same thing, and Tyler was there, and Andrew was there. We know the lady that the young lady that left, that Andrew was his right-hand man, was always there. Same with Tyler. They were always there. Mikey was always there. I mean, probably the only time they had together was very rarely that Sabbath when they were at home, when they weren't on the road, maybe when they slept in the same bed in the room when they were home together. Very little. Not the kind of amount of time that Candace spent with him and he spent with Candace, struggling in crappy situations together, in not nice hotels, in not nice environments. And they struggled through it together. Not when they had all this money and had this billionaire, lifestyle and $1 million house and flew in fancy jets. In my opinion, I don't know that Erika would have been around if she didn't bring all that money in and take everything to the next level. If she had to do what Candace had to do with Charlie, I don't think she would have done it. If she had to struggle like that and do that and live the not wealthy elite lifestyle, I mean, that lifestyle came in with her. She brought that in with her. It was a must. It was a prerequisite.
This is not how you pack a suitcase, I say to him. Charlie, you can't just put your dirty running shoes on top of your clean shirts, okay? You just can't do that. Charlie, you need to eat something, okay? You're running on fumes, you got to eat something. Okay, this is not a full meal. Back, forth. Charlie, you got to buy yourself some suits that fit. That conversation, I was like, Charlie, okay, I get it. You're like boy wonder, you got to buy some suits that fit. I wasn't the only one that was hammering him on that. It was also Don Jr. And eventually him, and I think it was actually him and Eric. You're like, Charlie, I know you're very frugal. We know that you're very aware that your salary comes from donors. He always wanted to be a really good steward.
Think about these things as aspects of his character. He didn't care about appearance. He had to be taught that. He was naturally frugal. He did not want to waste money. He wanted to be wise and a good steward of the donor's money. So much so that he wouldn't even waste money to buy himself nice, shiny, new suits and shoes. So much, in fact, that Dawn and them give him a $10,000 gift card to go to the Trump suit tailor to get clothes. That is who Charlie was before Tyler, before Andrew, before Erika. That's who Charlie was.
Of their capital. But eventually Don and Eric got him a gift certificate, I think it was for his birthday, to a fancy suit place to go get fitted. And the rest is future, right? It is so important for me to make sure that you guys understand how absolutely hilarious Charlie was. Charlie was hilarious, okay? He did not take himself too seriously. He was so good at doing imitations and accents. Anybody, any imitation, any accent, he was just on the money. And all we did was laugh. It's all you can do and laugh. People were just so crazy all the time. When I was reading through the chat today, I was just laughing with just tears in my eyes, thinking of the many road trips that we took, so many hours spent just talking trash to one another, making fun of one another. One of the best moments that I can think of, and there's so many to choose from, was we were driving through Colorado, and I put on a Kanye song, on my playlist, and Charlie goes, Is this Jay-Z? I almost made him pull over the vehicle. I was like, are you kidding me? Okay, I understand that you don't do culture, but like, come on. You don't know the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye. And he didn't. And I explained to him the difference. I was like, okay, no, you gotta get into some Kanye West music. Next thing you know, Charlie's really getting into some Kanye West music. He's running 10 miles a day. He got really into running. And he's texting me about how great it is. Like there's this text, Charlie. He's like, yes, it's my new favorite song. And he just loved it. Kanye's Power kind of became our theme song for the tour. I have no idea why, but that was our hype song before we went on stage. So you can only imagine when just a couple of months later, we've been listening to Kanye's old albums on repeat. Suddenly Kanye West tweets, I love the way Candace Owens thinks. The excitement. Okay, we were certain.
You guys, that is right before Erika comes in the picture. Where is it? Come back up. There it is. 4/21, 2018. Erika comes in the picture around this time. It's just so sad to think of I think the catalyst, the thing that changed everything and not for the better for him. I mean, he got 2 beautiful kids out of it, which is life-changing, but everything else that she brought with her and all the people she brought with her. I mean, look at him. He's so innocent. It's so sad. All right, let's get back to this because wait till you hear what these.
But anyways, the point is like, but his spirit shined through so brightly
It didn't
that
matter.
it didn't matter.
No,
Like,
of course.
that's what it was like. I remember being in some of these meetings. I was like, oh my gosh, like, because he would carry around the backpack. He had this big black backpack that had his initials on it. He had that forever, and he had forever one pair of shoes, dress shoes that he wore, and then these big. But it didn't matter. Like none of that mattered. Every
Nothing.
single person that talked to him, every one of these big time donors, early on, like big time. I mean, he would just be able to.
I don't really know what they're talking about. That suit doesn't look that big on him. That looks, I mean, also, I mean, fashion, was different back in 2012, 13, 14, 15. I mean, he looks perfectly fine to me. He doesn't look disheveled that's in 2012. He's a high school senior. That looks just fine. He looks great. What are they talking about?
The breakthrough to every single one of those people, and
Well, it was always
so special.
It was his unique voice, and this is why Charlie would go viral on campus. He would never pull any punches. The guy would say he would say the truth with 100% fidelity.
Listen to
You
this.
know what I mean? It was like men and women, like are different. Two sexes. Like
No,
it was
no,
never
yeah. There's
like,
there's no equivocation.
No, there was no like. Well, some people
Nope.
feel this. No, it was like, it's wrong when people steal. Does it make it okay that they were poor? No, it's wrong, right?
Right.
And it was just he had this moral clarity that he was just blessed by God with, and he would not cut any corners with it. And so yeah, it didn't matter the suit he was wearing. It didn't matter his fashion.
You're right. It didn't. Now apply that to Philadelphia. Apply everything those two just said about Charlie, but about his stance on Philly. Yeah, you're right. No equivocation, Jack. Not willing to bend the knee, not willing to distort the truth, not willing to lie to anyone. I'm going to tell it like it is. Take it or leave it. The truth freaking hurts sometimes. Grow up. Get a helmet.
Although I will tell you,
But Erika
made
you
his
know.
looks much better. And I will also tell you that his friends, Don Jr., Gentry Beach,
Oh, Don,
they gave him like a gift
A
card at one
stylist.
point, a $10,000.
And that's the part that Candace just said. It's funny that we can hear like her telling of it and then they're telling. And so like each of them say different things, but so we know those are two independent sources. They're not talking to each other. You know, she says that he did get this from Don and from the family, and it was 10 grand to go get suits. Yeah, and just a minute ago, Jack saying, "Oh, you know, without Erika, Charlie was nothing, guys. Without Erika,
Like credit at the Trump tailor in New York City, in Manhattan, to get him some proper suits. It was like one of these things.
Really, Charlie, if you're going to be around,
yeah,
you
if you're gonna hang
gotta,
around with us, Charlie, we need you to.
you gotta, you
we
know,
gotta look
we're
a
gonna,
little bit more put
we're
together.
gonna
here.
take care of that a little bit.
Yeah,
But-
it was. I mean, it was a.
Oh my gosh, Tyler, get this up. This
You have to see.
picture.
This is the pre Erika, and then Erika came in, and then looked immediately.
I love it.
I mean,
No.
immediately
it.
better. I mean, I'm not even kidding. It's like
Sorry,
overnight.
Charlie, we got to.
so she comes in and Charlie becomes immediately better. It's ridiculous.
The real miracle is that Erika went for it. You know what I mean? She's seeing the baggy shirt. No, I mean she knew, he knew.
No, but that's
Listen to the words. The real miracle is that Erika even went for Charlie at all. At all. But he's going to say now, but Erika knew that women can tell. Women can tell when someone's going to be this or be that. You know, I don't think that's what it is. I think she knew her role and what she was supposed to do.
female, right? That's the female. Tanya was the same with me. It's the female. I see the thing and I want to nurture it. I want to grow it.
Michelangelo could see a block of marble
And he would
just
chisel
bring, He would just
away.
bring the David out. He's like,
Bring
the
the
David's
David
already
out,
in there.
right.
I just have to reveal.
That's disgusting. He's saying that Erika is Michelangelo and Charlie is the block of marble, and that the beautiful masterpiece is Erika, what Erika did to Charlie, and then Charlie became this masterpiece because of Erika. That's the analogy that Blake Neff just said. Freaking unreal. They're giving Erika credit for everything that Charlie already was. He already was. And what Candace said that, to, you know, and she verified that Charlie was who he was, and he was already great.
I want to say
Same thing.
it's typically not a good idea to say, I think I could change this man or something for the women watching, but you can polish.
They're
it.
not. Yeah,
They're
they're
not the
changing, they are
deeper.
bringing
No, not the
forth.
deeper.
They're
Like,
bringing forth.
and you could never change Charlie's spirit, right? But
That's exactly right.
but what she did, I think, if anything, just in terms of this, is make it so that the external match the internal.
Yeah.
Well, sure. And I will.
Wait, what? No. Charlie didn't care about looks. Charlie was humble. Charlie was frugal. The external already matched the internal, you freaking jerks. Trying to make him look like that, some politician polished image. How does that match the inside? Because it's shiny? Because it's clean? Because it's, what? How does that match what Charlie was already inside? No, the pictures that we saw of Charlie, that humble kid, that modest kid, that Christian, that good, that honest kid, that image, that was Charlie inside then, not after. That was what they made him into be. But I think at every turn that he could, he dressed down as often as he could. He dressed humble still as often as he could. Because you can't undo that. That's just who he was. Yeah, you put enough pressure on him. No, you got to wear this tonight. No, you got to put this on. No, we're going to this event. No, that doesn't look good. And I'm sure, okay, he did it at times. But when he didn't want to and he didn't have to, he just didn't. Because he didn't care about the things that didn't matter.
Say as well, though, that Charlie's faith became so much stronger as soon as Erika came around. And
Well, that's
he started
interesting.
vocalizing it more. And for those of you in the
That's not an accident. Candace said the same thing. That's when TPUSA faith starts going heavy and crazy. Rob McCoy, all the Calvary Chapel pastors start coming around. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying, that this whole faith component didn't start to be part of his persona and his outward facing image and the things that he discussed. It didn't really happen like it ended up happening from 2018 and on. It didn't happen before that. But Erika comes in and then this becomes such a major talking point. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying, Andrew. You guys all come in and she comes in and then Charlie changes. And it's not a bad thing that he spoke about God and his faith, but it's weird that it happened when she came in the picture, and then the people that she brought in are pastors that I don't think are godly men. Rob McCoy, Greg Laurie. No. Nope.
audience that don't know Erika Kirk, the woman is a lioness. She is fierce. She is strong. She's obviously like distraught and hurting, as we all are. But
wait, is that when she's laughing in the Zoom call? Oh my God. Look how cute it is. Look at the little emojis. Oh my God, they're giving me thumbs up. I didn't know you can do that in a Zoom call. I just want to tell you guys, I'm so proud of you. We just pulled off the biggest event ever. Charlie will be so happy in heaven. He's in heaven. He's cheering with Jesus. We did 60,000 in merch, hat sales. 270,000 people were there. We know this because we tracked them. We have 60 new chapters every day. Yeah. Oh, distraught. Okay, buddy. Okay, she's a lioness. All right, man.
She is fierce and she is strong, and I want you to know that about her. That
you know you want us to know.
I've seen her up close.
Yep.
And Tyler, you've been there as well with us. She is so strong, and Charlie wanted to marry her because of how strong she was, and ultimately he knew.
Why is he saying that? That is bizarre. Charlie wanted to marry her. I mean, yeah, wouldn't somebody want to marry someone if they're marrying them? Like, why are you pointing that out? Why are you making that a point right now? Hey, guys, I just want you to know she's amazing. She's a lioness. She's something fierce. She's the reason why Charlie became what he was. She, turned him into what he became. Oh, and yeah, Charlie wanted to marry her. I just want you guys to know that. That is so weird. Who says that?
Knew that she could do this life that he was leading. And
wait, what? You guys, that is a weird thing to say before the board has voted, before there was any inclination that she was going to take over as CEO. He says that she can do the life that Charlie was leading. What? We're in upside down. We're in the upside down, guys. We're in backwards town.
Charlie was already leading a crazy life when they met and when they fell in love and when they got married. And he knew that she had the strength in her core. And she is also such an incredible woman of faith. He knew that she could do this, and he was 100%.
Do what? He's alluding to it. He doesn't want to say it, you guys. He is setting the stage for the days to come where it's announced, and then she gets there and she accepts it and she touches the chair and I will do this. I will take the torch. You thought you can kill him. You don't know the fire that you've lit in this widow.
Right about Erika Kirk. She is truly something amazing.
We get it. You're all in love with her
dearly.
We know.
Radio, we'll be right back. context here, Tyler pulled off the first Trump rally, the very first one in Arizona, and there's a lot of crazy details that go into it. But the first one,
Yep.
Tyler gets the credit.
But the most important part of that, truly in the background, is that Erika Kirk is at that rally, and we don't.
Why is that why are they all talking about Erika, you guys? Why is everyone I mean, Blake isn't saying much right now. He did a little bit ago. Jack is, Andrew is for sure, and so is Tyler. Why is she the focus? Unless they already know what we didn't find out yet, and for a couple days, and they haven't announced it yet. There's no other reason to be like Erika, unless they already know this is already planned. Everyone's already what's happening. They just are slow feeding it to us. This psyop repetition, just Erika's amazing. She's a lioness. Charlie wanted to do it. He prepared her for it. She could take over. She was already leading like this. Bizarre.
Focus on. We've talked about the rally and all that with Trump being reelected.
She's in the background of the main shot.
So right behind Trump, people don't know this. We can.
No, we know.
There is right behind Trump on stage, first Trump rally ever. And again, they were expecting this to be 100-person rally. They were like wanting to give like refreshments.
You didn't even call it a rally, right?
Well, so the original was supposed to be
Corey Lewandowski.
Corey Lewandowski was like, "Can you get 100 people in a room? We'll provide refreshments. We'll give you money, whatever." And
Erika calls Tyler. Tyler sets her up back there. Their relationship goes back a ways, and that's weird. That's very, very weird. And that Tyler's the one that introduces them. It's very bizarre.
I'm like, no, we don't need any of that. We can get lots of people there. And we started doing this, and it starts to go bonkers, right? Because I'll give credit to Jake Hoffman, who is the president of the Freedom Caucus.
That's the guy I showed in the beginning that made that statement in DC. He's part of this too. He's on Superfeed. He's a board member with Lori Fronsky on Superfeed. Go watch Danks. Okay. All right. Let's see. We've been going for an hour and a half. Let me see how many people we got. Oh man, we still got 329. Right on. Everyone's hanging in there. How are you guys feeling in the chat? How's everybody feeling? Oh, let me take a minute and I'll read a couple super chats. We got Sonia Moore. Sorry. Sonia Moore 0711, new member. Welcome to the team. We got Bree Baby X for the super chat. Look at this channel grow. Love seeing the growth. Love what you're doing, Matt, and love the community. Same here. Love you guys. Thank you. Jessica for wait, what? That I can't tell if that's okay. Jessica, you know who you are. Jessica, I don't want to butcher if that's your last name. I don't want to mispronounce it. And then it's 1777. Thank you for your super chat. It says, do you think it was a coincidence that Erika Kirk mentioned Charlie's adrenal glands since demons desire adrenal? I can't say the rest of that word on here. Well, but the stuff that, okay. Oh, and I can't say that either. I don't think it's like, that's what it is. I think she noticed that he was in a fight or flight state. He was in a highly erratic state. He had just come out probably fighting against all those people on that phone call. They were berating him. They were trying everything they could. He comes out, in my opinion, and I think it's her turn. I think it's her turn to try one last thing before they have to put Fort Huachuca plan in motion, before everyone gets the text. Because he comes out of that meeting and says, he sends the text to everyone and says, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. The people that have been pressuring him. She comes in to like run point, and I think they get in a fight, just like Barron said and just like Candace said. And I think, she's pushing buttons. She's not supporting him. She's trying to get him to turn his ways on Philadelphia, trying to get him to do but everyone just needs you to do this. You just need to do this and everything will be fine. Just do this one thing. Just when you go to your events, just be pro Philadelphia. Don't say anything controversial. And we're going to get so much. We're going to grow. Everything that I want is going to happen. And Charlie's like, yeah, but everything you want is not what I want. I turned it down. I don't want that. Who are you? You're not who I thought you were. And so I think she's paying attention. Okay. And I think that's why she says that. That's why. Who is better actress, Amber Heard or Erika Kirk? I don't think I can choose. I think they're both horrible, like equally. And that was from Renata Sophia. Thank you for your super chat. And then we got Brighting Star or Brighting USA, new member. Welcome to the team. Let me go back to the other live. All right, let's just pause on the video for now because it's an hour and a half video already. Well, it's actually an hour and 40 minutes. And I want to engage with you guys. And we can pick up all of my videos that we ever didn't finish. I have them saved in my history. They're stopped exactly where we left off. And we can always pick up where we left off. But all right, these super chats are hilarious. Jim Bear. All right, let's see. Let me scroll down so then I can make sure we'll start with right here. Okay. Apocalypse Now says, Cathay ex MAGA here. Trump has disappointed in so many ways, but I don't think he was in on I don't know what he was in on, but just look at his covering up of the Einstein and everything. Yeah. He lost me, man. He lost me hard. Yeah, he lost me with that whole thing. And Pam Bondi and Cash and Dan. Most transparent administration ever. No. Major disappointment. Without Trump in power, they'll get investigated and go to jail. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I know that that's what Charlie believed was happening under the previous president, Mr. Sleepy Joe. I don't know that whoever's coming in next would pick up the Arctic frost investigation. I mean, Charlie's gone. I think that was one of the reasons why he was also done in, was to cover everyone else. And so they can now say, oh, we had no idea. Charlie was doing it. Charlie's gone. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Steven Seagal is better than Erika. Steven Seagal's a fraud, man. That guy's a joke. Just watch things about the things that like people said about him. You know, I like Jean-Claude Van Damme, old school. Chuck Norris. Steven Seagal's a fraud. Poor Candace. I literally cried watching her for the first week. Yeah, my wife did too. Yep. All the news cycling 24 hours on the missing lady is obviously a cover up of what's really happening behind closed doors. Well, people are reporting, though, Savannah Guthrie's mom maybe was taken because Savannah was being pretty outspoken about the Einstein files. Some people think it's in relation to that. I think a lot of things are distractions, 100%. Candace was right. There was a fight between Charlie and Erika. Yeah, that's what I mean. Go back and watch my video from a couple nights ago. I put out what is my theory of the sequence of events from October 7th. That was the beginning of the change, because that's also when Candace started really speaking out that she was still at the Daily Wire, but that's when they started assassinating her character, and then she got fired. He goes on the PBD podcast, and then from there, that's when the clock starts ticking. That's when everything ramps up. That's when he starts he starts opening his eyes to Philly and what's really going on. Him and Candace. And Tucker. Yeah. And then how Tucker and Candace are treated. He's watching, and how Kanye was treated when he came out and said what he said as well about Hollywood and who runs that industry. And I think he thought, maybe he thought it wasn't going to happen to him. And he thought that as long as he could articulate it cleanly, and that he could make it clear that It's about him not supporting the government and Bibi and what they're doing in, that area, that he would never be labeled that. He was sadly mistaken, 100%. All right, let's see. Licking their chops. Yep. Alka. Let's see. Nothing happened to Hillary, nor Biden, nor with Trump. Nope. It was all BS. He didn't drain the swamp the first term either. Okay, they don't even use that slogan anymore. And now it's we're the most transparent administration ever, while not being transparent at all. So yeah, I think we're gonna end up in a war with Iran, and I think he's gonna do what Bibi did, and he's gonna grab power and not let it go. That's my opinion. Marian Adelson, and Mark Levin were at that Hanukkah press briefing, and we're like, he says Trump's the first Jewish president. He says that. Okay. She comes up and says, I'll give you another $250 million. You can run for a third term and be president again. And she's not kidding. She's not joking. And he goes, whoa. There's cameras. That's the things we talk about when no one's around. Okay. Yeah. So in a state of a national emergency, some sort of catastrophe. I don't know, man. I watched the whole speech on Bibi. We're going to war with Iran, 100%. It may not happen immediately, but it is coming. Bibi and Philly have way too much of a stranglehold on this political establishment. I mean, just look at the freaking standing ovation and the motorcade. It's bigger for Bibi when he visits here than for our own president. What? Yeah. I mean, I know more people want to take him out, but still. Helen Keller is a better actress than Erika. Yeah, go watch Barron's. If you're a member of Barron's and you were on his member live where he posits, and I 100% agree, Stephen Hawking's was fake. I mean, there used to be a real individual named Stephen Hawking's, but they used people like him to do what they're doing with like Erika with us, fake individuals to try to force feed us information and get us to believe things. And he also believed Helen Keller was fake, which is interesting. All right. No one cared. They simply wanted to find out how much more he knew and how much more he would do. So sad. Rip Charlie. Yep. And Philippines. Yes. Okay. I can't. Why is that part cut off? Okay. Finger red number 1. I don't know what that means. I don't know that I can read all that. I don't know what that means. Only because she powders her nose on the stand. Amber Heard. Yeah. Trump's administration is protecting yeah, he is. Yeah. The freaking IRS guy. After Wolves in Finance did what he did, then that guy, the Treasury Secretary, was like, no, TPUSA is good to go. Their books look great. Nothing shady happened here. I said so. Yeah. That's not weird. Kind of like how Bibi in the days after the assassination comes out and goes, Israel had nothing to do with it. I have a letter here from Charlie. He said he loved Philadelphia and me. That's why he loves the Sabbath. Okay, that there's no way we were involved in anything. Okay, Erika said so too. Hello, duh. It's insane. All right, I think the CIA and Mossad activated Erika when Yay tweet put them on the world stage. Yeah, I mean, they for sure activated her, and she was probably like eating spaghetti, and like the news was on or something was on, and some word. Go watch. I mean, there's so many things. You go watch Manchurian Candidate. Go watch what's the one with Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts? Conspiracy Theory or something like that. That's another MK Ultra. Oh, Mortal Kombat Ultra. Just kidding. Mortal Kombat. And yeah, they get activated. So she's like eating spaghetti or something, and it's like elephant, and she's like, and she just gets activated. Poor Charlie. Okay, lost me. Yeah. JD is no good. He's bad news. Go look at who gave him all of his money, who put him in the position he's in. Oh my God, the chat is way farther down than I thought it was. I was like almost at the top still. All right. Hey guys, just getting here. Oh, Cynthia Lucas Moore. I have an eye problem. Just woke up. Oh, it's okay. My dog stepped on a bee. Paved over crime scene 2 days later. Yep. Oh my God. Who was I listening to the other night? Okay. I'll just tell you this. Who was it? Oh my God. Cause it was so brilliant. When the mic went off, the sheer force, when his Rode mic exploded, the sheer force of it was so concussive that it gave him a deep brain injury, or it's right? Because I also think he was electrocuted. I think they weren't going to take any chances. Charlie was going to be done that day. I think he was electrocuted high volt. I think they ungrounded the one that was in his hand. This one exploded, and whoever it was, I'll find it and I'll tell you next time, said if he was instantly dead and brain dead, the reason why when that piece of shrapnel hit him in the neck, it was Stu Peters. I love that guy. But I don't think he has a YouTube channel. I see clips on X. Go watch him. And he does he talked to a brain surgeon that works with traumatic brain injuries with people that get, bullets in the brain. And so what he said, he believes happened based on the color and the thickness and the flow of the blood that exited Charlie's neck. And the reason why people think it looks so fake is because it was blood from his brain, that his brain was done. Okay. He was already dead. And then when that piece of shrapnel hit him and it fell out, it was dark, thick, coagulated blood from his brain after a deep brain injury from the explosion and the electrocution. And I was like, dang, that's kind of what we're all saying. That's kind of what everyone's saying. Stu Peters is awesome. You should go watch him. He's on the fight. He's on the good team. First time here, Mona, 1111. Welcome. Bibi and Trump are prime examples of how narcissists only get worse with age. Preach. And megalomaniacs. Have I missed very much, Cynthia? Well, at 10:14, yes, you missed an hour and a half. We're just wrapping things up. We're on 1 hour and 47 minutes, 59 seconds, and we're winding things down. But I suggest, I would say hang out while we're still live. Okay. And then when we hop off, you should go back and watch it, because I think it was a great episode and we had about 400 people here throughout the whole time. I do have to say, I'm going to keep reading chats, but I got to say this because people are starting to leave. Please like and subscribe. Please hit the like and subscribe. That's the only way you got to pay. That's all you got to do. Everything else is free. Just got to hit the like and subscribe. It is the way to support content creators and to help us continue to be around and have a bigger reach, which allows us to do more content. Okay. Also hit the notifications button and click all so that you do get notified every time I go live. And I'm trying tonight. I did an hour and a half ahead of time. I'm going to try and always do more and more and more ahead of time as I can devote more time to this channel. Okay. Let me go back to the chats. Let's see. Matt, can we go back over the Charlie Kirk show from 9/19 hosted by Tucker? Yes, we can. I can do that this weekend, especially because if you were here earlier, and I'll write it down, I was like, hey, I want members to email me because I'm going to be doing member-only live content this weekend. I'm also going to be doing, I'm going to have to do 2 shows each day to make sure everyone's getting what they deserve. And so, yes. Oh, but let me show you this too. I'm also going to show, where is it? This. Not tonight, but we're going to go over this. This is amazing. And this happened on what day? Where is the... Where does it say the date of this? 7 months ago. Well, that says 4 months ago. That says 4 months ago. Where does it say the date that this was posted? It usually says it like right there. But we're going to watch this as well on in the near future. But I'll write down what Glenn Coco said. Got to hit the like. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Got to hit the like button now, but we will rewatch. You better believe we will. Okay, 9:19, Charlie Kirk show. Oh, when Tucker goes on the, yeah, we can watch that. Not right now, because man, this would be like a 3-4 hour live. But I will definitely, we will go back. Yes, we can, please. Tucker Carlson show. Yes, yeah, the next time. Yeah, I wrote it down. Thanks, Jim Bear. Chat, y'all are legit awesome. This community is next level. I agree, Mystic, and you're doing a great job. You and Jim Bear moderating, and then who was it? Glenn Coco, Bree Baby X. Email me if you are interested in becoming a moderator. Okay. You guys are very consistent. You're here. You're very engaged. You seem to be on the same wavelength as Jim Bear and Mystic Gypsy and myself. So please email me. And yeah, I haven't seen Emily L. So I don't know what happened to her. Hopefully she's doing okay. Okay. Hit the like. Thank you. Dulcina V. Hit the like. Great show. Thanks, chat and mods. Catch you guys on the next live. Happy Hearts Day from the Philippines. Oh, yeah, that's tomorrow. I was like, well, today's Friday the 13th. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. That's tomorrow. All right. Yeah, I think I don't believe CK is passed on. I don't think those are his kids. I don't think CK would have been. Okay. You don't believe a lot of things, and that's okay. We don't all have to believe all the same things. But I don't hold any of those beliefs. But that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. We all have our own brains and our own thoughts and our own beliefs, and that's fine. Okay. I'm not here to try to convince anyone of anything. I'm here to tell you guys how I feel, my point of view, my perspective, what I think, and those that agree. That's that. Apocalypse Now is a new member. Thank you. As of 10/21. So that did just happen. I'm glad I caught that. Any last statements before we sign off? Any questions? Let me check what we're at now after this live. Let me refresh. Dang, you guys, we started the live at 5,083 subscribers. We're at 5,138. Okay. This channel in the last 28 days has grown 4,805 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Clearly, we're all doing something right. The chat is doing something right. The community is doing something right. We're all on the same wavelength. Wait, we just got a new super. Okay, it's by Zamet, 1969. Could we decouple from Judeo-Christian slogan? What do you mean by that? When you say we, define your terms. I have a Judeo-Christian slogan. What do you mean? Me? Or do you mean America? I think we should do that 100%. From the Judeo part, but I mean, this country was founded on Christian ethics, principles, morals, values, and the belief in God. It's all over our founding documents. It's literally everywhere. You can't really divorce God, the God of the Christian Bible, from the founding of this country. So let's see. Oh, we got Julia Pierce, 369, new member. Welcome to the team. Alka, your notebook. You made me laugh. I can relate. Explain more, Jim Beer said. Yes, explain more. I agree. Okay, thanks for the super chat. Zamet 1969. Yes, Philadelphia. Yeah, no, I knew what you meant by that place, but we don't have a pro Philadelphia slogan. You mean the country of the United States? yeah, we should completely part ways. We should completely do our own thing. We should have no, they should have no part in the running of our government. He shouldn't visit 6 times in 2 years. We shouldn't be giving them money. We shouldn't be giving them military aid. We shouldn't be fighting their wars. They shouldn't get us embroiled in a war with Iran. Yeah. Yep. Joel, while she was growing a human. Yeah, when she made that comment, I was growing a human. Someone else pointed that out to me. That was just such a bizarre statement. His story is written by those in power. Best cream cheese. Yep. Okay. Yes, we were founded by great men who gave us the best constitution on earth. 100%, Cynthia. And most all other constitutions are based on ours. 100%. Mystic Gypsy. Yay. Welcome to the team. Happy you've joined the membership crew. Alka. Artistic. Okay, I went to that state once. To fill it, the actual state, the state in the United States of brotherly love. Agree. Okay, but what if Christianity itself is here because of Judaism? Without it, Christianity would have never been born. I mean, yes, okay, because I mean Jesus was Jewish, and the Torah, the Pentateuch, the Old Testament is the founding documents of what was the basis for everything that became the New Testament. But we don't owe our allegiance to the people or the religion itself. They're not the ones that created it. God is. God's the one that imparted all of the knowledge, everything that's ascribed and written down. It's from God. Our allegiance is to God. Our allegiance is to the Trinity, is to Jesus, is to the Holy Spirit. It's not to another religion. No, and they don't get the credit for creating Christianity. They don't get the credit for creating Judaism. God does. That's it. Okay, and they all think, yeah. That's what I'll say about that. It's very hard to grow a human when you're I like that one, Alka. That one was good. I just didn't want to say that, I mean, like, we don't know how many words we're allowed to say. Like, there's like these buzzwords, you say them, your content gets sent to the black hole. It's insane. Let's see. Amen. I'm that way about furniture. Poor Philadelphia will need to rebrand as a state after Coach Collins and the Truth Crew. Agreed. Yes. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. I agree. I can't not hear this in his voice. Yep. Okay. You'll be one of the greatest here soon, Matthew. Thank you, Apocalypse Now. A lot of emojis that I don't know what those mean. I mean, I got the frowny face. I don't know. I mean, a key? A skeleton key? Fingers crossed. Got it. Okay. Cathay, my brain broke. All right, guys. I did about 30 minutes of chats. Let me make sure there's not another super I missed. Well, I got them all. Thanks to everyone there. You guys make this what it is. Wait, there are some people here that weren't here in the beginning. Let me show you guys something that weren't here in the beginning. Some cool stuff a-coming. Okay, hold on. Not that one. There we go. Sorry. 1 second. Here. This isn't my favorite. The one on the right is, I like this logo. Obviously, the one with Idaho is not my favorite. These hats are not my favorite ones. I love this logo. And so doing this in sweats and t-shirts and tank tops and hats for women, for girls, different cuts, different sizes. We can do white. We can do all sorts of different colors. And then we have this one as well, which is the standard logo on the channel. We got beanies. We'll do different cuts. We'll do all sorts of different things so that no matter where you live, no matter where you are in the world, we can get you the kind of merch that fits the climate that you're in. These are just one of the things. Oh, we got another new member, ZMK86, new member. Welcome to the team. yeah, but so no matter, and I'm going to take, give me your thoughts on different things that you guys might want. I want to hear from the community. This is our community and it's our channel. Ultimately, like, I will listen to everyone, and majority wins out. And so, but I want you guys to know you guys are part of this community in so many ways. You're not just a participant, you're an active member. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. Okay. 100%. Your vote, your voice matters to me. Baseball hat. Cool. Yeah, definitely. Member from Australia, because the truth matters wherever you are. I know. And isn't it crazy? Candace is banned from Australia. Isn't that insane? Poor Candace. Normal people say adrenaline, not the adrenal glands. Oh, that's a good point. Wait, well, no. Well, adrenaline is the substance itself, but she was saying his adrenal glands were firing. So like that she could like kind of see the stress he was under, and that, that's what I think she was looking at him, and especially if his tick and he's under high stress, like I think that's what she was referencing, But yeah, I mean, I've never really heard anyone else say his adrenal glands were firing. So yeah, normal people don't say that either. I do agree with that. But okay, the Idaho 4, yeah, it is. Yeah, that case is wild. Yeah. Can you make a sweater for my dog? Maybe. I've never done that. I'll have to see the different qualities of the companies that we can buy merch, that can make our merch. And I want really good stuff. So, how big are your dog, Jim Bear? Are you talking like a Mastiff, like a Bernese Mountain Dog? That's a whole lot of dog sweater. Sit on top of the kidneys. Yes, I know, but I think about what she would have been referencing when, like, what she was looking at. Like, how would she even, like, why would she be saying that at all? Like, there had to have been some sort of visual like cues, like looking at him. Why would you say his adrenal glands were firing unless you were watching like him in distress, and like her knowing him, his tick, that's what I was referencing when I was pointing to his neck, that his tick was probably really going off because he was in a heightened state of anxiety and stress, that maybe when she was watching that happen the night before, and that maybe is what it is that triggered her to say that. Sounds like someone who is trained. I believe that 100%. I believe that. Yeah. To manipulate their mark. Yeah. Yeah. Honeypot for sure. I agree with that. Yep. All right. Yep. That's bizarre. Synapses. Maybe. All right. I haven't eaten dinner. Thank you guys so much for everything. You're the best. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. I gotta think about and find good stuff for us to go over, and I will create the time slot, and I'll put it out as far in advance as I can to give everyone a heads up. There'll be 2 different lives. There'll be like a normal everybody live, and then a members only. Maybe I'll do like a members only on one day. Maybe I won't do 2 each day. Maybe I'll do like a members only on one day and then a regular one on the next day, and I'll just find out what order it's in. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. All right. Get some dinner, Matt. Can't wait for the next show. Thank you, Glenn Coco. Thank you, Jim Bear, Mystic Gypsy, Tim Brown, Mona, Candace Morin, Cynthia Lucas Moore, everybody. If I didn't see you, it's because it scrolled up. All right. Oh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. Next time I'll do that so that it shows on there. And that way you guys are kind of getting, because if I don't do that, then other people, they don't see you. Like, this is a way for you guys to be seen and heard as well. And so I'm sorry I forgot to do that. I'll make sure to do it tomorrow. All right. Thank you guys so much. God bless. Have a great night.